Hold on, Ocho.
This season has not gone the way we wanted it to go.
Do your proper intro.
I'm about to do it. Can I lead into it? I had a way to set it up.
I know how you was going to
I was going to set it up.
My bad.
Hey.
One more, your karma, boy.
Hey. It's been a long season. It's been an already long year after three games.
It feels long.
You know, you couldn't wait for this shit to get here. And now, hey, brand new mental health alert.
Mental health.
Anyway, here we are. It is Monday. We are depressed. And we are the Bev. So, hey, welcome. I'm your host, JV. These are my good friends, Quay and Rick.
Woo!
We're gonna uplift the spirits a little bit. However,
I'm trying to stop myself from crying. You guys aren't helping me.
Hey, we guys, you know what? I will say, how dare you, Falcons, have these performances so close to you two's birthdays? I think that's disrespectful. But hey, Quay, at least you got a new hat.
Yeah.
Let me
a full ass clown suit.
Let me just start off by saying, right, fall, the feeling of fall, the temperature of fall is it's football weather, you know? Mm-hmm. Leaves are changing. It's getting, a little bit more brisk in the air. We're getting out of the 90s, high 80s.
Shit, it was hot as fuck today.
I said we're getting. We're getting. We're not there yet.
We got a fake fall.
Right. We're getting to the low 80s. Might kiss a 79 here or there, but this is we're embracing the season of change.
Yeah.
Right. We're embracing the season of change. Right. And let me tell you what the fuck. I ain't mean to cuss. Let me tell you what needs to change first. Shit, everything at this point. I mean, we can list off where, but to be honest, I just gotta see some change.
This nigga really finna cry.
I'm dead ass. I don't know how to take this.
This is a cry for help.
It's so because, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's so different, right? When you go to Minnesota and you zero a team, and then you go to Charlotte and you get 0 by 10.
That's it.
There's no better pitfall of life.
the emotions are.
You win 15-0 and you lose 30-0. That does something chemically to you.
I feel like as a fan base, we are very emotionally imbalanced. Like we all talk about this relationship with this team is toxic as hell. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I've never seen a turnaround that drastic in the course of a week. Like, okay, Sunday Night Football, you shocked the world to some degree. Obviously, yeah, the Vikings had a young quarterback. They had some injuries, but still, it's the Falcons. You expect with a team with Justin Jefferson and all these other people, Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, it could be a nice shootout. However, it didn't happen that way. And then you had this division matchup that you think, sure, it can be a battle, but to not score anything,
dang,
that's crazy. And our offense basically barely, I'm not going to count that touchdown we got against Minnesota because they gave that to us trying to get the chance to win the game still.
Fire touchdown.
But just, you know what? In order for us to break down week 3 properly, let's start from the beginning. Can we do that? Let's start from, we haven't met with each other in a while. Let's start from week 1. 5 minutes, let's break it down, how we felt after week 1, go into week 2, and then we can talk about this clusterfuck that we had yesterday.
I'm about to say, so 5 minutes, we're each just saying one brief thing.
Just one brief thing. Okay. So I'm going to start with Mr. Capper over here. Yeah. How'd you, week 1, heavy pass attack, rush attack ain't the best. Defensive performance, okay, but it can be better. What was your takeaway, especially being at the game? What was the energy like? And then, in addition to the energy, just where did you see the team at prior to obviously where we're at now?
The energy was good from the fans. Mm-hmm. I feel like, as of right now, current state, the fans got more energy than the fucking players.
Fair.
That shit's sad.
Very sad.
They've been coming out flat. Outside of like week 2. Like, it's almost at the point, like, them being so young, they can only get up for big games. And that shit kind of disappointing. I ain't gonna lie.
I feel.
But week 1, the energy was like, the Bills is rocking. But, like, y'all know Atlanta, though. Like, the fans, once you lose, they out.
Yeah.
Like, so somebody I was at the game with yesterday, it was like, oh, I got somebody to sell my ticket for Sunday. So, like, the fans already like, nah, we straight.
You got to think of all the anticipation going to that game and
we good.
What we expected the offense to do after all this build-up. It wasn't that. But, like, still that heavy passing game took place. What would you say was your biggest takeaway offensively? And what you could possibly see us maybe build upon as the season goes on?
In the first game?
Yeah, in the first game.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Truthfully, I can't even say, outside of Bajan, bro, ain't shit been special.
Fair. And I think that first game showed, like, hey, he was out of the run game, but got him in there too.
Outside of him, we would be fucked.
That's fair.
Honestly, like, ain't shit.
Oh,
I didn't expect it to look good, but I didn't expect it to look this goddamn bad. I'll tell you that. That Caleb McGarry shit, you can feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel it.
You felt it week 1, too.
You can feel
I
it.
feel like, certain concepts Tampa Bay had. Granted, Mike was able to get the ball out beautifully that game. Don't know what's happened the last 2 weeks, but you saw, at least my takeaway was, hey, he's only going to get more confident.
No,
That's what I thought.
Concerning thing about that game, though, I forgot what player it was, but I want to say it was Bajan. It was either Bajan or Mike, and they said it. And nobody really called it. But they said everything they practiced and prepared for, they saw nothing.
Yeah.
They said Tampa came out and I said, so y'all got out-coached.
And that's 2 out of 3 weeks.
They
really,
said,
3 weeks.
They said they was prepared for nothing they saw. They said everything they saw, they practiced for a totally different scheme. Mm-hmm. So Zach is getting circles ran around him. Circles.
So here's my part about it. The week 1 is I feel like obviously like your sports team, but also the media tries to paint you a picture.
Correct.
Right. They try to give you an image. They tell you the same thing they tell us. Like they show mass. They put out mass things of Kyle Pitts and Michael Penix going to golf events and hanging out
and how great Bashan
playing with him
is.
on Madden and such, and what was it when Darnell Mooney got hurt in the offseason, or it was really before preseason he had got hurt, and so when he comes back you don't see that he's like really like back in there yet, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of feels like we fell off a little bit, like we're not like a cohesive. Like in that very first game, the very first game looked more like kind of what I could tell you what we're supposed to look like going forward in the season.
Okay.
But as the season is going on right now, you can kind of tell that there's something that they're not off about. Like you said, besides Bijan. If we didn't have Bijan in his first game having 100 yards receiving, and his second game having 100 plus yards rushing, it's something besides him, something else that's just not right. And I do believe, like you said, that Caleb McGarry is really being a huge factor in having Elijah Wilkinson out there and it not being, regardless of Caleb's flaws that we know, him being that blindside guy is still, but he's an enforcer. Yeah, he's an enforcer. Like it's not about him pass blocking or run blocking or anything like that. It's him knowing that when you got Chris Lindstrom and you got Caleb next to each other, that's a lockdown side. Because when you watch the zone going to Jake's side, it just doesn't look the same.
Bro, I've never seen a regression from an offensive coordinator.
That's fair.
I've never seen
this is a massive regression.
I've never seen this, bro. And like week 1, everybody knew when Charlie Warner went in motion, there was a run to the left. Like, bro, that shit like
it's very predictable. It's very. I will.
But now we're at the point to where we got Tyler Algier in there, 2nd and 4, 3rd and 2. What are we doing? We're either running the ball or doing some weird.
His
or
usage,
he's out on a route.
His usage week 1 definitely didn't make sense to me, because especially when you see, hey, Bajan's having a big game in the air. Why don't we try to get
Tyler
Bajan
really
moving around the field
years.
and let Tyler be the heavy guy? And that's one thing I did like that Arthur Smith would do in Bajan's rookie year. Hey, I need Tyler in this situation. We need to keep running. So I definitely feel like week 1 had a lot of missed opportunities. Now, granted, Michael did his job. The offense, Drake London came into it when he could, got hurt towards the end. Kyle Pitts made a couple clutch moments when he could. But ultimately, the team just, as a whole, it just seemed like the offense kept sputtering. It couldn't stay consistent to the point where Michael had to carry and put a team on his back week 1. And that might have had an effect into these next couple of games where we're trying to make his job easier. And I think Michael's in a position where he feels, I have to do all this. And we're not helping him dumb his job down because all you need to do is deliver. That's all we need to do is deliver. And somehow, some way, the delivery is not being there, whether it's him missing the throws or whether it's the receivers not being on the same route as on the same page what routes we ran. And then
because you could say it was a problem when you don't have Darnell Mooney, right?
Yeah.
And you got Casey Washington, Ray McLeod, and Stills in there, right? But it didn't look as bad as now, I guess, kind of it looks.
Yeah. It didn't. It looked okay. Like, okay, this is week 1. Week 1 is what it is. This is Tampa Bay. We always go neck and neck with Tampa Bay. We missed a field goal by Koo, and then you get into week 2. And then this offensive lackluster it's so many words you can describe this offense with. Eventually, it just becomes too much to where, hey, now we're rooting on defense. Win this game.
Underwhelming, bro.
It's very underwhelming. So now
It's pitiful.
I'm going to take your opinion on week 2. The regression from the passing offense to elevating the run game. What was your take on that?
No, I love the smash mouth game, but I still like the inability to score the ball. It's still like, yeah, we ran it down a point, but we only had.
You got that in the red zone 5 times.
We had 5 field goals. So you still that's not lost onto the fact that the offense still doesn't look good.
And then you have the issues with the headset and obviously the crowd noise. We kept saying that's Michael's first game for real where he had to deal with crowd noise. So it's like obviously that's
the Skull fan base is loud. They really do have a mega horn.
Yeah.
Out there.
But you see this aspect of offensive still inefficiency. However, defense shines. Now, granted, was it due to the injuries on the line? I don't know because the week before they showed, hey, these were there. Just Barry kept getting out of the containment. So, what was the different factor in week 2 versus week 1 defensively? What was the key in us getting home so much? I'll let you take that one.
I'll tell you that. So, in the difference is one. First of all, the difference between Todd Bowles and Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah.
That's the difference. There was a completely 2 separate guys.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles is a defensive guy. He will change up anything for what he feels like he has to change up anything to. And he's the king right now for defensive adjustments.
Yes.
What's the difference between our defense getting home, right?
Yeah, our defense getting home from the first game and the second game. Because our defense didn't go home as much as we did in the second game. So, Kevin O'Connell, right, he is a quarterback whisperer more than he is anything about defense. Brian Flores is a great defensive coach, right? But when you have Jeff Ulbrich coming at a young J.J. McCarthy, this is his second overall game ever played, you're missing your starting left tackle in Christian Darrisaw. Your center goes out before the second quarter ends for the rest of the game. I can do anything I want at that point.
Because he doesn't understand the pressure.
Yes. I can send Divine Diablo if I want to. Because I'm not worried about whoever this backup is at center who's never played that much. Whoever this backup is, this backup left tackle isn't going to replace an all-pro, Pro Bowl left tackle. He's not doing that. What quarter did Aaron Jones get hurt? It
was third.
Right after halftime, he had got hurt. So when you have an offense that's dealing with all these changes, all these people coming out, people coming in, stuff like that, you lose consistency. Yeah. So we were able to take advantage of your loss of consistency. So when you have J.J. McCarthy learning your offense, but at the same time, you're down Jordan Addison, Christian Darrisaw, Ryan Kelly, etc., etc. His center's not making those protection calls like he was before.
He doesn't have the chemistry that he wants. Yeah.
He has a whole bunch of guys that he's like, this isn't how it was last week.
So when I was
able to run, when I was able to type blitzes. When my center's not calling that Mike Blitzer like he was last week. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening on offense that J.J. McCarthy isn't primarily prepared for. Sure. That Jeff Ulbrich is able to as a seasoned defensive coordinator. He can take advantage of that. He can send Ellis. He can send Diablo.
But
he can send Pierce.
Dennis Allen was seasoned though.
Dennis Allen was seasoned, and Dennis Allen. I'm not saying that they had a good pass rush even against the Bears that game, but it's just I feel like that first game when you're in unfamiliar territory, right? And it's your first NFL game, you're definitely leaning on, your people around you. Like, hey, even when he's telling Justin Jefferson, don't give up on me.
Well, he only had one good quarter in that game, so it wasn't like...
Correct. He only had one good quarter in that game. No. So, it's still the growing pains. Also, a divisional opponent is like, hey, the less pressure of, hey, if I don't beat them now, I can get my get back later. Whereas this is my first home game. We're playing an NFC opponent. Whereas if we lose this team now, this could possibly fuck up our playoff ramifications later. And it's Sunday Night Football. Granted, another primetime game for him. That's a lot of different pressure, and I feel like when you don't have the assurance of the health on your team, that does make you think a little bit more. What am I going to have to do to save
this?
But
yesterday made me realize, like, we didn't do shit against Minnesota.
We didn't, and that's
we did. But like I said, it's because when you start dropping like flies like that in the middle of a game, it's easier for you as a defense to do.
We couldn't get the Rice,
but
they went down 2 stars.
When I'm literally watching, I can't remember what play it was, but I know it was in like the end of the first quarter, and literally all our D linemen just fell right there at Bryce Young's feet. He didn't juke us or nothing. They literally all just fell. I was like, there's nothing else for us to do.
Well, so far, you have these first 2 games you broke it down. You see the common theme is inconsistency. Mm-hmm. Now, defense is more consistent than offense. However, we still have 1 game of ups, 1 game of possibility, and then you have yesterday where honestly, defense wasn't the problem yesterday. Certain plays they fucked up on, but they were out there.
10 points so far, like the longest.
Yeah, they were out there way too long. Like Bryce Young and them were not doing anything special.
And we missed their field goals.
It was if I could speak on the defensive side, on our defensive side, is the only thing that we had a real kind of like consistency issue with was when they were disguising putting T-Mac in different places.
Yeah.
They put him at slot, they put him outside, and we kind of didn't have the right corner, or the corner didn't know what to do, or whatever. Because he was doing stuff like that jump ball catch with Billy Bowman, right? Billy Bowman, that's just kind of like a young guy thing, right? He kind of, the offense planned a play.
It was too small, right?
Yeah, the offense planned a play where it was a mismatch. It was an obvious mismatch. Billy Bowman is a physical corner, but he's not like a straight up just cover corner. Mm-hmm. And if a physical corner to a physical wide receiver cancels out to the wide receiver. If he's 6'5", 215, I mean he's gonna Michael. That was a Jordan catch. He didn't care how he went down as long as he caught it.
Yeah.
But in the same aspect, when you see that they're putting T-Mac out on the outside perimeter against D. Alford, and the same thing is happening, it's like, man, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
There were a couple plays. I'm gonna say that there were a couple plays yesterday. D. Alford actually did solid coverage.
He did.
He tried his coverage. He tried his best. But it's also you don't have AJ. Yeah. But it's also like, why is there that's the problem. That's what everybody's worried about during the summer. Why is there not a backup past AJ? And I know everybody feels different Mike Hughes.
Because I don't dislike Mike Hughes. Billy Bowman was outside.
Yeah, catch him. I was like, why? And I said, like, why did y'all do that?
It was gonna happen because the rest of our corners are not perimeter. These are on any other team. These guys are slot zone corners. If we're down to this point like we are, then Billy Bowman's gonna have to go out there because he's the most physical present. Like, and it's so sad that has to be. I'm not gonna say it's so sad because I hope Billy Bowman, gets better as he continues. But right now, as this is the start of his progression, that it's a mismatch. He has to kind of gain that, but at the same time, man, looking at it, bro, it's like
you know what else was sad because we just talked about.
But he did not get a pass interference.
But we just talked about like how on par they were last week or 2 weeks ago against the Vikings now. And you can't have that much chemistry and then it just tapers off. And again, the defense did everything they could do. There are a couple bad plays, sure. But for the most part, they contained it. Mm-hmm. However, that rush, that should have helped out. Us not having AJ, that rush should have helped us.
Let me ask y'all a question. What is the difference between us playing the Vikings at their place and they have offensive linemen down versus us playing at the Panthers and they have offensive linemen down?
It's no difference outside of it's a divisional matchup, so it means more. But it's also like you know what you're going up against. It's not like playing in Minnesota. This is a different team. Every team's a different team every year. But with your divisional opponents, when you see what the personnel is, and majority of that is the same, especially with Dave Canales coming back for year 2, you have film on this. Brick is here. They did nothing special whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Half of Bryce's big plays came out of Bryce breaking containment on pass rush. Mm-hmm. You should have enough film on Bryce Young to know what his tendencies are for breaking out. This is the type when you sign a nigga like Jalen Walker. That's what you have Jalen Walker for spies everywhere. It doesn't make sense how you have the exact same scenario as you mentioned. I get it. Division means more. They're gonna play harder. They're 0-2. I think this is their first home game yesterday, right? So a lot more on the table.
No, it was at home opener for sure.
Yeah,
it was up.
Yeah, mm-hmm. So it's just like with knowing that I expect better preparation, and again the defense did come prepared. It's just we couldn't get home, and at some point I expected adjustments to be made, but we were still staying in the same lanes. And honestly, it seemed like that quarter on the left side. Where, or based on more so where the weak side is, so where Caden's lining up, that's where you were seeing like a lot of the containment getting broken. Now at the time, was Caden there or not? Depending on what play we're in. But it just
I ain't gonna lie.
We should have been doing more.
What's your difference from week 2 to week 3?
I don't really. I was just sitting here kind of sad, bro. Because the more I think about it, bro.
I told you I'm
typically not an overreactor. But, like, the more reality set in, bro, I'm just saying, like, Rob might not be the guy, bro.
I wasn't expecting that.
Firing your wide receiver coach in week 3?
Let's talk about that.
But I'm saying, moving your OC, like, all this shit in week 3, bro?
So, for those that have not been made aware of, if you watch the episode, the Atlanta Falcons have fired wide receivers coach Ike Hilliard, and TJ Yates will be moving into the role for the rest of the season. Per Raheem Morris, this move was strictly performance-based. And this is according to a team source, I apologize. And no Atlanta wide receiver has caught a touchdown pass this season. And the group has been out of sync with the quarterback.
So for your statement, is he taking over as just passing game coordinator, or is he also wide receiver coach?
I believe he's the receivers coach.
He's already passing coordinator.
No, he's already was the passing game coordinator.
So he's both.
Yes.
Okay. So
which could help, possibly.
Don't know.
I still think it's a scapegoat fire, but
it's 100% a scapegoat
fire. But at the same time, though, is it a scapegoat fire because those receivers?
Don't matter.
It is.
It don't matter.
It is. But how much are we to blame for the receivers being that much out of sync?
No,
No, don't go for that.
This is Raw fault.
Okay.
This is Raw fault.
I'm just asking questions. I don't want no trouble.
This is Raw fault. 2 years not playing in preseason. And then you come out looking like this. It's shit. That's your fault. Not having them prepared 2 years in a row. Offensively, not playing the starters 2 years in a row. And the offense come out struggling in a year, your ass is on the hot seat. And then you play the defense, and the defense actually come out looking good. And your offense look like shit, and your quarterback only had 3 games on his belt. This is Raw fault, bro. And then to have from a primetime game and not have them up, and you already down 0-2.
So now you're a pro. So now in hindsight, you're a pro. Players playing in preseason.
No, I don't have a preference. If you're not gonna play preseason, they ass need to be ready.
Fair. Okay.
Baltimore didn't play. Lamar ain't play, and them motherfuckers came out and dropped how many first week?
40 something.
But how would they give up?
No, I'm not talking. But I'm saying they're winning though.
That's fair.
They're winning.
You're not wrong. So you feel like the formula, you can't keep using this formula of I don't want my players to not get hurt, but then y'all starting slow. It's like pick and choose. But also, do those games really matter? Those preseason games, just because like I don't know really. I need to ask.
Obviously, the defense it helped the defense.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's the only people that was out there.
Because Jalen was out there.
The whole D-line,
the whole defense,
the whole D-line.
Boss was out there.
The whole D-line and all the rookies played, bro.
You know what? You're right. It's
like, bro, like
that's fair.
They're not, and then you fine moving. What the moving? Yeah, like come on, now we trying shit. Because now he feel the pressure. It's like, bro,
just out there.
I don't understand why quarterback coaches or quarterbacks in general come wide receiver coaches. Like I'm like, what are you teaching them?
So this is why. So quarterbacks become wide receiver coaches based off preference. So quarterbacks become wide receivers. Yes, it is.
No. This is a scapegoat decision.
No, it's 100%.
But look, this is the second time coaching receivers.
No, I get that, but trust me, 100%. That was
but listen.
But
before you get there,
okay.
Let me tell you why it don't make sense. Archie Smith hired T.J. Yates as a wide receiver coach.
I forgot about that shit.
When Rod came in, he moved him to quarterback coach and said this is his words. This was naturally his position. It only made sense for him to coach quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. It only made sense for him to coach quarterbacks. But you moving him back to wide receiver now? You moved him from wide receiver to quarterbacks. That nigga, he just doing shit now, bro. Doing shit.
Like I was saying,
he just doing shit.
I'm at a spot now.
From wide receivers when he got here.
So like I was saying, right? It's preference based. That preference based proves your point. Preference based proves your point. Now it is 100% of preference, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you get rid of that wide receiver coach, right? That wide receiver coach, 7 times out of 10 is not always in that quarterback room, right?
Yeah.
T.J. Yates is always in that quarterback room.
Yeah.
So you want somebody in that wide receiver room that's going to tell you, hey, Penix feels comfortable with this. Penix feels comfortable with this. Zach Robinson and Penix feel comfortable with this. Now, a wide receiver coach will never tell you 100% just to you as a wide receiver, hey, you should not to do too much on this route, but he's good at what he does, right? He won't. A wide receiver coach in Minnesota will never tell Justin Jefferson to stop doing what Justin Jefferson does, right? But when you're in a situation like how we are, when no tight end, no wide receiver has a touchdown in 2 weeks, you move that quarterback coach to wide receiver coach to benefit that quarterback. That's literally it.
So can I interject before you? So why not, instead of firing the motherfucker, combine them together to get us to the same path?
So your point makes sense, bro.
No,
you said like he's there to tell him like Mike prefers this.
Quarterback is there.
But listen,
coach.
listen. Mm-hmm. Rob, how do you feel that Mike hasn't played preseason?
I didn't say
listen.
I agree with you.
I'm responding to your point. I'm running to your point. Rob, how do you feel that Mike haven't had live reps? Oh no, I feel comfortable based off the off-season work they got in this season. Mm-hmm. If you felt
comfortable, put in last year.
Now you telling me that he needs to bring a quarterback in so he can tell him where Mike likes spots.
Yes.
You told us they wasn't playing because they had already worked that out in the summer. But that's not a given. You can't use.
He spent it today. I'm gonna shut the lane.
I 100% agree. But here's also the thing, right?
I'm not. I want you clear. I'm not disagreeing with your point. I'm talking about in this scenario.
Yeah,
he's just doing shit now.
We're on the same page. But what I was telling. I was telling somebody earlier today, right?
Yeah.
That when you're at this point where we are offensively, just strictly offensively, because that's That's what we're crying about at the end of the day. When we're at this point offensively, right?
On the lens today.
You can't. The reason why you fire your wide receiver coach, you put your quarterback coach at wide receiver coach, and you bring your offense coordinator from the booth down to the floor is because that same thing that happened with J.J. McCarthy. When J.J. McCarthy was down bad, good play, bad play, didn't matter what he did. And they went to that sideline, there was somebody right there immediately.
You know what I don't understand? Can I piggyback off that? So, like, we got all these advancements and shit, right? The tablet. We seen Tom Brady throw that motherfucker 100 times. So we got all this. Why weren't you down here? Remember last year it was when the offense had some struggles, but then we got on that little streak or whatever. It was the same thing. Zach sees it better from the field. Kirk has an experience. Keyword Kirk. So Kirk has the experience of implementing faster.
Kirk and experience.
Exactly. Implementing faster what changes that wants to make. Now, Michael Penix isn't there, so as we get to your point of there needs to be somebody here with the young guy. First question, why wasn't TJ Yates wasn't there with him if you want to stay in the booth so bad?
Hey,
secondly,
look, I'm gonna interject real quick.
Yeah.
I want you to keep that thought because you were there at the game and you was right there on the sideline. How many times did you really see TJ Yates with Michael Penix?
I'm gonna tell you right now, the only person that's ever with Michael Penix at the game is DJ Williams.
Keep going.
So you would think your young quarterback, he's struggling. 2 weeks in a row, we're on the road. We have headset issues. Maybe at the second half, let me come down to the field and we can just watch this fucking tab because you know what the beauty of the NFL is? I get to play that I fucked up on the next fucking second. So it's just, the thinking process doesn't make sense to me, and I'm not gonna lie. I was decently okay until we started fucking talking, and now I'm mad as shit
because the
decision making don't make no damn sense.
Now we're talking,
and I'm just like, yeah,
I expected the offense, but now that you just doing shit, it's like it's a lot more.
It looks panicking. And then the kicker shit. Oh, we're gonna get in competition to get it right. No, motherfucker, you should have had it right the first time. We didn't get this right in the off season. We did all this in the off season, but you want to. He commits to his.
I told you he gave. I told y'all. I said what I said when we was talking about Craig. I said Craig really don't have a chance. They not really giving him a chance.
He's too trusting.
They're just doing it because they want to say they did.
This brings back to my point what we talked about just a couple weeks ago when I dropped in the chat and I put it in invisible ink and I said moving on for Grady was correct, and I said I'm glad he wasn't here because what he would have did, he would have played his ass. Mm-hmm. He would have forced his ass on that field. Yeah. Even if he ain't earned it.
Meanwhile, missing doorless snaps and root snaps.
He would have played.
I agree. Bro. I'm seeing it more and more, and I still don't. I get what you said. You start to think raw not it. I don't agree with that just yet.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I'm getting to the point where it's like,
that's fair.
I don't want it to be true.
I don't want it to be
That's
true.
why I said that shit's sad. It's just honest everything. Like, damn, bro, you just a good.
It's just your.
So listen. Yeah. Right, before you go, I'm gonna stay right here where we're at.
Yeah.
Right. To go back to the point of why TJ Yates is wide receiver coach and you bring Zach Robinson down to the floor, right? And how I said for that same reason we watched the Vikings, right? When they went to that sideline, every time he went to JJ McCarthy went to that sideline, who you saw? Kevin O'Connell, or whoever the other guy is. No matter what.
What's that damn quarterback's name?
Don't care. No matter what, you saw them, right? When you went, they never went to Penix on the sideline.
No.
Oh, because who you gonna see, Raheem?
And that's hold on.
You told me you sent that video and said Raheem getting in their ass. I don't need Raheem.
You just brought the point.
I need Zach.
You just brought the point to me. I think you and I were talking about this over dinner. The fact that you mentioned Doug Williams was about Penix side majority of the time.
He's always, I know.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. The fact that in this moment you see your young quarterback is struggling. He is. It was visible. I don't know what I know what you saw. But on TV they were showing his man. They were crying, bro. And I was like,
who, Mike?
Yeah, Mike. And it's like, why isn't your, like you said, your long-term Kyle Pitts? Why is that not a moment where you see this guy lighting a fire? Drake is this dog. We on the field. Got this different mentality. Why don't I see Drake trying to lift him up? Like,
no. Okay, so Kyle did come over and talk to him.
Okay.
But so like Kyle came over Mike and like slapped him on the, like.
Yeah. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. It wasn't scenes. I was like, is it?
Yeah. See, I had a direct view.
Yeah.
So he was off to the side by himself because what he did was he pulled Mike but kept the starters in for a little bit and then eventually pulled the starters. Mm-hmm. So when Kirk went out there, they still had starters out there. But Kyle did come out there and talk to them.
Okay.
But before like the second quarter, when they came out the field, Rod told them to get the offense together. So the offensive line coach Leffert, he yelled out and like he was like offense. So they all met under the tent where the O line was, and Rod like on his knee like in a huddle looking at them all in the eye. I mean, of course I couldn't hear what he said, but he had the entire offense from Mike, and I'm like, okay, now they about to, and they still came out.
So that's my thing. So okay, so there was an intention. Hey, we gotta.
No, he pulled the whole offense together,
and that's all I was wanting. I'm like, y'all not giving a fuck.
My thing though is like, that's cool because as a head coach, you want to do that. You want to come get your team together and rally.
Yeah.
But I don't. But he's not giving me no plays. I need my OC as a young quarterback. Right. It's different, like you said. Kirk Cousins on the field so many years. He's in the booth. Michael Penix only a couple games. You didn't have any offensive progressions for real in the game before. And in that first half, you're having communication issues and you're not moving the ball now. That second half, there's no way you're still in the booth.
Yeah.
But to that same point is, if we're calling timeouts and he can't get the play in, and you're taking that flag to go back for delay a game,
unacceptable,
brother. Raheem's not giving me no plays. I need Zach Robinson. I need TJ Yates. Somebody needs to be in here getting this shit together so we can keep going out there and have some kind of.
Doesn't he wear a wristband, Michael Penix? Does he?
Yeah.
So why isn't that's another thing of inexperience?
Because they know all the plays.
That's a point. Why is there not a check down on the fucking wristband?
Pistol.
If this shit fucks up.
So the thing was the headset was fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. So, I understand the headset. That's what the fucking wristband is for.
Yeah.
If you have a fucking my audibles, my hot calls, hey, fuck that. We're on here. Mm-hmm. That should have been when that headset's not working. Why are we not in a no huddle offense? Get it going.
It's just, I feel like when, and I feel
I'm
like
just a fan. I'm sorry. I don't know shit.
Because you're proving a point here is because I feel like Zach doesn't give him that freedom.
Fair.
I don't know. I don't
think Michael Penix has freedom.
I don't think he has that freedom.
But I don't think it's just like, to your point, like. When Rob pulled him together, it wasn't even like I don't agree that it needs to be an OC, bro. Like just being there, bro. Like you can tell when a nigga like none of that team wanted to play football yesterday, bro. I'm in their face, like I'm watching their body, none of them, and so that kind of like, bro. Like I was sitting back in my hotel, like while we love the Julio, while we love Grady. Why we love Dion, why we love Vic, bro, they play for the name on the front, not the back.
That's what I was telling him.
None of these niggas play for Atlanta, bro. All these niggas play to get paid. To be like, no, we don't got nobody like this. Ain't nobody. This my city.
That's what I was telling you.
That's why some of these niggas in and out, bro.
Now Kyle Pitts. Now I won't. I'm not blaming.
He don't play for the Atlanta. No, he don't.
Yeah, I'm not blaming this on Kyle Pitts or nothing like that. But to his extent, right? This is a contract year for you. This is fine. You're the highest pick on this offense. You should at this point of your career have your Jamar Chase I'm always fucking open moment. You should have, bro, get me the ball. You should.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, he been open.
I'm not saying he's not open. I'm saying that he should demand the shit at this point.
He should.
Like, cause I feel like
he was pissed yesterday.
Yeah, I feel like he didn't pissed. Demand, hey bro, get me the ball. Tight end screen. Something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's the final point I'm gonna make, and then we gonna just transition to get to the next week. The lack of creativity on offense kills. Thank you. The lack of creativity on offense kills me because, like you mentioned, you have a dynamic guy like Kyle Pitts for those tight end screens, Bajan, Texas routes. Like, I've been calling this for fucking years. I just wanted Bajan Texas route one time, but it's just the fact of we're not utilizing our people to their skill sets. Like, there's certain positions where Mike needs a possession play. We need to get that possession guy involved. That's where you get your Drake Londons. That's where you get... Hell, Ray Ray's a possession guy, honestly. He's not really the motherfucker supposed to just run up the field. You're supposed to catch him underneath in between them people, and then he probably gets the yards after catch. We're just not doing it. But hopefully, against the Commanders, they're not necessarily the strongest.
You know what
defensively
pisses me off the most about like this team right now?
What pisses you off?
it's like you coach and you coach a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Every time, like when you coach, like whether it's high school, like they tell you, everywhere you go, you take a little bit from your stop. You get a little bit from this coach. You learn what you want to do. You learn what you want to do, and you put your own flair on it. Mm-hmm. This is your, you know what I'm saying? You don't take everything.
Yeah.
I feel like Rob came here and he just said, copy and paste LA. I ain't never seen, I don't see him trying to do nothing outside of LA. Everything he do, he say, oh, we didn't really play starters in LA. This offense that we ran in LA. Mm-hmm. In LA, we had this at the front. He ain't came here, like when Ben Johnson came to Chicago, even granted, he's like, that's what they do in Detroit. We gonna do what we want to do. Like, he ain't Ryan yet to say this is all out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is what we did with Stafford. This is like, you know what I'm saying? And they like copy and paste. Yeah,
that's
everything.
I feel that pain because it's a difference when you're coaching, right? And like I told JB, it's different when you were here. You were the interim head coach here. It doesn't matter how many
games.
What
this pain is.
You know what this shit is.
You went from the outside.
You left and you went to a great program. You went to a great coaching staff. And you were inherited with an Aaron Donald and a Matthew Stafford.
Then traded for Von Miller and Jalen Ramsey.
Right. And then you came here.
I'm sorry, I inherited Jalen too.
Brother, we are looking for you to do something like that, right? That's what you're telling us. That's what he, like you said, you trying to copy and paste LA to here. Yeah. All right, I've seen that. I've seen what it looks like. I'm watching it right now. This isn't it. This is not what you're promising me. If you're, you know, and I get getting pieces through the draft and trying to make it work and et cetera, et cetera. But like I said, it hurts Terry because Terry's been here. Like Terry, like this is kind of Terry's track. But also from Raheem's standpoint, he was literally our head coach before. It doesn't matter if it was interim or not. He was our head coach before. And he came back to be our head coach. And nothing has manifested.
You know what's funny? What we was talking about in the summer?
Well,
we talking about a lot.
We was talking about like, if Zach Robinson did what he wanted, this probably be his last year because he get a head coaching job.
Yeah.
That shit out the
window. That's
out the window. He might be on the Bobby Solo.
Oh yeah.
He might be out the goddamn league.
Now you're speaking my language.
I'm talking about he gonna get fired.
No, oh yeah.
Yeah, and then we get Mike McDaniel.
No, I'm not a big fan of Mike.
I'm not either. I'm just putting what the streets say.
You want to know the truth? You want to know the truth?
What's the truth?
Is if this keeps going how it keeps going, I'm gonna pray for my Falcons. So I'm gonna knock on some wood, right? We don't have Joe Brady.
As what?
Whatever.
Don't do shit exciting to me either, bro.
What can?
I'm more of a go get that Kubiak. I'm more of a we need to go to the Kubiak system. Fuck, I'm tired of running the goddamn McVay and Shanny trial. Let's try something goddamn new. Let's try something fucking new.
Kubiak was technically Shanahan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but he got his own spin on it.
But if that's the case, we might as well do Brady.
Actually,
Clint Kingsbury.
Actually, no. We won't even have to worry about it because the whole fucking staff will be gone.
Oh, no, actually, no.
The whole staff will be fucking gone. This shit, bro. This shit.
We'll be looking for a GM at that point, too.
No, clean this shit
the whole front office.
And give them the uniforms.
Well, fellas, let's do this. We're at the end of our episode, and obviously today's topic has been, again, depression.
Depression. What is that one? Disgrace.
What are we, week 4, we don't know if we're playing Jaden Daniels, so there's a potentially a Marcus Mariota homecoming. Y'all know how Atlanta loves to make backup quarterbacks just look like they fire.
Yeah.
So what are we expecting this week? Do we right the ship? Does Zach Robinson coming down to the field of play?
Oh no, we're gonna win for sure.
We're gonna win. We're gonna win this week.
Like I did all that old rapping, but we definitely gonna win for sure.
So,
but you,
I feel like Dan Quinn is smelling himself because Marcus Mariota went out there and did that performance against the Raiders.
Yeah, Chip Kelly,
right? It's Chip Kelly, right? So I feel like he's smelling himself a little bit, so he won't play Jaden Daniels. And I feel like that'll work out in our favor.
He's going to give some time. I think, if I'm not mistaken, do they have an early bye too, the Commanders?
I think theirs is like the week after ours. But yeah, I think they have an early bye.
I mean, shoot, Jaden, it's the knee. Gotta give it time to heal because he need respect. Like, not that
they say
he can't become a pocket passer, but he needs to run. Yeah.
But I mean, if you if you want to utilize your quarterback, you know what I'm saying.
That's all right. He been come
But
back.
also, I feel.
But
But also to another side of the coin is we played them so good last year, they might want to pull out all the stops and try to whatever.
They literally held the ball from us last year. What more stops can you pull?
I mean,
they won that game off strategy, which was very. I'm not mad at the strategy, but
I ain't gonna lie though. If we go in the bye 2-2, we're gonna be all right.
we will. And that's what you.
I mean, it's not.
That was you said a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, but if we don't, that'd be gone. We still might.
If we go in 1-3, and
we
then
still
after,
might be good.
But who we play after? Who we play
So
after?
we have to. If we go into the bye 2-2, we gotta split. We gotta split those two. If we get
we better beat the 49ers.
If we beat the Bills,
if we go into
I might
Miami,
have to take everything bad.
if we go into Miami 3-3, we're gonna be all right.
Listen, Niners ain't got Bosa.
They'll probably have Brock by that time. That's like 3 weeks from now.
Bro, if we go into 49ers, if we go into the Dolphins,
that might be Ayuk's first.
They're gonna be all right. If we 3-3 at the Dolphins,
they got Mikael Williams.
We got 4-3 with the Dolphins. We gonna beat the Patriots. We gonna beat the Panthers. We gonna. I always
playing the Colts.
We was gonna split.
I ain't gonna lie, the Patriots got more fighting than I expected to this year.
Nah, we might not.
The Patriots got way more fighting than I expected this year.
I don't know about all that.
They're still not good.
It's Demario Douglas and Stephon Diggs and his.
Throw Stephon Diggs the damn ball.
We gonna beat the Jets.
Jets aren't. Ain't gonna be proud.
Saints.
We could just beat the Jets running.
I ain't gonna lie. Everything I said this summer after 3 weeks, I know we can fix it and we have an early bye, but I'm not confident in shit until further notice. So, with that being said, any final remarks from you two boys before we close out?
Falcons, man, get it together. Look, that's honestly it. Like, it's at this point, it's not like I'm rooting for you guys to fail, but you guys aren't giving me anything for you guys to win. But at this point, but at least you're showing me you're doing something, I guess. You're putting Zach on the field.
Like, just pit. Like,
show me what the difference is. Like, that's really it. Yeah. Just show me what the difference is.
No. I'll say this though, for all you motherfuckers out there, and I know who y'all are that switched up on Michael Penix yesterday.
Oh,
y'all stay on that side because y'all talking motherfuckers.
Y'all crazy.
Oh, y'all talking. They was talking about
he was Matt
Ryan. Yeah, they was, man.
You know how people hate
Matt Ryan.
That's not good.
He played 6 games and that's his first bat. And motherfuckers talking about.
I guess he's not the guy
what
now.
What the fuck?
Like, y'all crazy, bro. I'm like, what?
Stay on that fucking side. I swear to God.
It's a different disrespect when y'all start calling him Desmond Ritter.
Yeah,
like Desmond Ritter had 2 seasons. Give him 1. Like, damn.
And you know what's crazy? As somebody that was on a Desmond Ritter train and wanted him to succeed, y'all need to learn how to give fucking grace. Now, at some point, yes, Desmond Ritter should have been quit on a long time ago before that even finished the experiment. But Michael Penix, like, come on, bro. Like, y'all gotta breathe. Everybody breathe in, breathe out.
I ain't gonna lie though. You better learn how to throw across the goddamn middle.
He better learn how to fucking.
Cause that shit there.
Everybody better learn something, damn it, this week. This better be a wake up call.
No, Michael Penix, this is the only thing.
We believe in you.
If you throw a ball like that to Bijan again, they're not grabbing your fucking face mask. I'll grab your fucking face mask.
Look here.
Don't you dare throw a ball to Bijan like that again. You better not.
Hey, you heard him. That's all, and that's all there is to that. So, with that being said, what episode is this of the Bev?
This is the last one in this spot though.
Hey, this is gonna be. We're gonna have a new studio.
Yep. As you guys can see, the flag isn't up. We're retiring this location, so catch us at a new location.
The flag will be put up when we're back over 500.
Shit, it might be a while.
Oh, 500?
Yeah, we gotta be over 500. Not
over
500. We gotta be over 5.
That's automatically 3 weeks.
Take time, automatically. Little by little.
Well, yeah, it was crazy. We started 1 or 2 last year.
We
did.
We pretty much always start 1.
Wait, and we got hot in week 5.
Yeah.
So hey,
we'll be alright.
We're finna beat the Commanders.
We'll be alright. We're gonna beat them.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I bet the over on everything on yesterday on offense. I lost.
Oh damn.
I bet over Penix, over Drake, over. I thought we was about to.
Somebody call a hotline.
I'm about to say.
Imagine if I was.
He's thinking about jumping.
Going under.
You wouldn't be a rich man.
Under.
This has been another episode of the Best.
Hey, wait, fuck Parker. Nigga, I was calling you Riverdale Romo. Nigga, fuck you.
Wait, what were you calling it? Oh my! All right.
I was calling Parker Romo Riverdale. Fuck, nigga, you ain't good on this side, nigga.
You feel like Peachtree Court or some shit?
Oh yeah, but I was calling that nigga Riverdale Romo. I was telling that nigga he was good in the hood. Lenny Craig, you still my. I'm gonna DM Lenny again. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? What the fuck?
We appreciate y'all tuning in, and hey, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the page. Follow us on Instagram, birdseyeView_ATL. Get us to 1,000 followers so we can go back to going live